Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. Do you have your hand sanitizer and toilet paper yet? We're going to talk about that. But first, because I know some of you really love to watch me drink coffee, there's actually somebody out there on YouTube land who copies me on that. All right. You've read the news. You've read the blogs. You're all reading, oh my gosh, this is so terrible. No one can get toilet paper or hand sanitizer or rice or beans in a lot of cases. This is Viking Preparedness. Most of you are here for preparedness-esque things, right? Some of you are here just to, it's entertainment. I have been talking on Patreon. We have been talking on Patreon. We have discussions back and forth. It works like a forum sometimes about this sickness. We have been talking about actions we are taking. We are continuing the Viking meetups in most places. We meet all across the country, everywhere. We're trying to get one going in England, jolly ol'. But some are starting to cancel now because of, social distancing and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. If you're a prepper, this shouldn't be a huge deal to you. I still say, in the end, as far as sickness for you goes, it's going to be a nothing burger. I don't think you're going to die from it. I've never said it's going to be a nothing burger as far as the economy and second, third, and fourth order effects. New York has implemented their National Guard and is doing a containment operation, if you will. Now, that's a little bit misleading, and a lot of people are getting breathless about that. It's not like the Guard has put a ring around this section of New York and they're standing there with their M4s and their tanks and their trucks saying, "Stop! No one may go!" That's not what they're there for right now. Right now they're using them to do cleanup and all the scut work that nobody else wants them to do. But they're there, and they could easily flip their orders, and it is the first in what could be many similar deployments of people. And so the reason I say that is the ice has been broken on that action taken by government. Are you ready to be quarantined or contained? Are you ready to be told you may not leave the petri dish that is bubbling? I've said it over and over and over and over again. The two greatest threats in Tiawaki are people behaving badly and starvation. People behaving badly could include people breathing on you if they have coronavirus, right? How do you mitigate against those two things? You move away from masses of people. You move to a rural area. Yes, you're going to have to get a new job probably. And you grow your own food. You become a food producer. Bit late for that now. I've been saying it for years, but it's a bit late right now to do that. So what to do? Be prepared to hunker down. Be prepared to exist in your house and in your yard. And if you're in an apartment, in just your apartment. Have water, have food, have med. Have all those things. The fact that people are worrying about hand sanitizer and toilet paper just shows you how much they don't think about true survival. I would love to see the person who puts, 6 big bottles of Purell in their cart. I would love to have a conversation with them about what their water plan is. Because when the municipal water people quit going to work, one, the water could be bad that comes out of your pipe, or two, it might not come out at all, right? What's your water plan? What's your long-term food plan? You have enough hand sanitizer and toilet paper for 6 months. Look at that. Looks like I'm in a disco. You have enough hand sanitizer and toilet paper for 6 months. But, you know, toilet paper is to be used when you're excreting what you ate or drank, right? Think the bigger thoughts. Think the bigger thoughts. The fact that people are worried about their bum and not about food is mildly concerning. So what's your plan? What's your plan, Stan? What's your plan for those of you who live in built-up areas, which is most of you? I really would like to know what your plan is. See, that's the other thing, and I've talked about this on Patreon a bit. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people right here on YouTube who are breathless, and they pick the scariest thing they can find and proclaim it loud and wide as this is what's going to happen, and basically, we're all going to die, man, we're doomed. What's their plan? If you believe that to be true, your actions should mirror your belief. If you believe that, you know, everyone's going to get this thing and die, and then that's the one, there's a lot of defeatists out here. There's nothing you can do. We're just going to die, so I'm going to keep typing to everyone in the world that'll listen to me. We're all going to die. Check it. We are all going to die of something eventually, unless you're here when Yeshua comes back, and that's, go to my other channel, Shofar Mountain, if you want that. If you're a prepper, being told to stay in your house for a period of time should not be an issue at all. You should be good with it. You should, if you don't already have these skills, be brushing up on your medical home care skills. How do you treat somebody with a fever at home? How do you bring their fever down or keep it where you want it or don't let it get too high? You know, whatever. How do you do that? How do you prepare food in the house when all the adults are really sick? Have you thought that through? I like Progresso soup. You could eat it cold if you had to, or it's really easy to warm up. You could have your 9-year-old warm it up for everybody, right? So we've been talking about that on Patreon. We've been talking about gear. We've been talking about equipment people have, need, want. I invite you to come. It's a whole $1 a month, I know. But there's a lot going on there, and there's some good ideas there. I've learned things. I'll just give you one for free, all right, that we did on Patreon. I have been storing, because dog food, if you're storing food for yourself, and over there, most of us are pretty hardcore preppers. If you're storing food for yourself, cool, you should. What's your plan for your dogs? I have big dogs. I have 2 of them. They eat a fair amount of calories. They're active. They're a vital part of our defensive plan, security plan. They eat dry kibbles of high quality. 1, that stuff's expensive. Okay, suck it up, Buttercup Joe. 2, it doesn't store well. I've tried. It goes rancid, even in a cool, dark place, after, you know, a period of time, months. And so I can't have 1,000 pounds of kibble stored. And so what I came up with, in consultation with others, was I'm starting to put away dog rice. It's my term. I coined it, dog rice. I even label it such on the buckets, dog rice. So there's no confusion. No, I'm not feeding people rice to my dogs. I have designated this. I have purchased this, packaged this, designated this dog rice. Dogs live all over the world on rice. Heck, for one time we were buying our Ridgeback lamb and rice formula. So I have rice, and then I plan to supplement it with varmints. But that plan of varmint supplementation, there's holes in it. There's holes in it. And so what I've started doing is buying cases of canned dog food that I will bloop, stir it into the rice, and they can eat it. It will sustain life. So that's one of the things we've come up with over there. I invite you to come check us out. I'll put a link down below in the description of this video how you can find us on Patreon. Come on, it's 3 cents a day. I don't feel bad about that at all. You'll like it. You'll like it. If you're into preparedness and community and coming out of her, my people, and homesteading and things like that, because that's what we talk about there. But as far as this thing going, we could have a different country in a year. Have you thought about that? Yeah, I know, we're going to elect Biden. We could have a different country in a year. One of the conspiracy theories out there is this is being done on purpose because there's no way to sustain the economy, and this is the excuse they need. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. You know what? It doesn't matter why. It matters what is. It matters how you are set up to deal with what's coming, regardless of the cause of what's coming. We talk about that there too on Patreon. To a huge degree, it doesn't matter why. What matters is the effects on you and yours and those you care about, and what are you going to do to deal with those effects. My advice, come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people. Lest you lest you partake of her sins and receive of her plagues. That's what's happening. It's going to be bad in the cities. Either way, it's going to be bad in the cities. All right, I wish you all the best. I do. When you go to the store to stock up on your Purell and Charmin, why don't you cruise the canned goods aisle? Why don't you cruise the cooking oil aisle? High calories there. It goes rancid, not as fast as people think if you keep it cool and dark. Why don't you start stocking up a little bit more of real stuff? Forget about pampering your bum. All right, buy soap. Buy real soap. Wash your hands with hot water while you have it. All right. Hey, y'all take care. I'll see you out there.